What's up, guys? Jay back with another action figure review. But before we start, if you like your reviews unbiased and very real, then please hit that subscribe button and check out the other videos on our channel, because that is what we do. Also check out the Action Figure Geek subreddit on Reddit, because it is the best sub for action figure collectors. Today we are looking at a character that I did not even know existed, but they made an action figure from him, the Hypno Hustler from the Spider-Man series, I guess. I don't think he was in the animated series. I think he was only in the comics, but we'll talk about that. This character is actually a pretty interesting character to make an action figure from, but I'm happy they did, because I really like this. Let's start with the packaging. And as usual, the Marvel Legends clamshell packaging just looks really good, really kind of like retro and has that old school look, which I think is the best packaging for action figures. On the back here, you'll see some info about the character. You'll see like a diagram of how to add the accessories and effects. Then you have the other characters from this series also just on the back. I have about 2 or 3 of them that I'll also unbox. Not all of them, because some of them just not my type, but this all looks good. This all looks very good. I'm very happy with how this packaging came out. And I also love that you have like this little silhouette or the illustration of the Hypno Hustler right there on the left of the cover, and then on the back as well. And I don't know, I just think this packaging is better than every style of packaging. The NECA packaging is cool, where you can open the flap, the all-around solid box that even some Marvel Legends come in, but I think this clamshell style is really cool, like what they're doing with this Spider-Man series and what they're doing with like the retro card packaging in general. Just looks really good. So packaging, I cannot have any complaints. I don't have any complaints. Interestingly, in the front here, you see he does have some accessories, not that many, but we're gonna look at those. Now that he's out the packaging and you see him here in his plastic gel, we can get a closer look at some of those accessories. He comes with some green effects. He has an extra pair of hands there. We see a very tiny microphone, and then the holy grail, this pink guitar, man. And what's great about accessories like this, as I always say, you can use them with other figures, so it's great to get things like this. Now let's pop everything out and get a closer look at the figure itself. And there he is, man, the Hypno Hustler. Now, this figure, I really like it, and I think it really does a good job at representing the character from the comics. Hypno Hustler, I think the first appearance was like the late 70s in the Spider-Man comics, and his whole power is that he kind of like uses his music to hypnotize people, and he uses these like goggle and earmuff hypno goggle things that he has on to cover his ears so that he doesn't get hypnotized by the music, and he can like rob the rob the promoter of the venue. That's his superpower. And yeah, Spider-Man stops him. I think he uses his earmuffs to like he takes them off so that Hypno is forced to hear his own music. But here's the figure. Here he is, Hypno Hustler. Probably not the most popular Spider-Man character, but he makes a very good action figure, as you can see here. I don't know if they used another model, if this is a sculpt from a different figure, an older one. I'm sure someone else can tell you. But as you can see here, it looks good. It's painted really well. That white is perfect. The purple belt and his little purple shoulder pads make a really good accent for his costume. And then he's got like what seems to be some sort of like voice moderator or something like that on his chest. So yeah, very flexible. We'll talk about the articulation in a little bit, but he just looks good. This is one of those figures that are just gonna look good just being posed on your shelf. He's got a double jointed knee. That's really good. The feet spin around completely, the calf also, but the foot is a bit limited because the boots he's wearing, that piece is kind of just like the big soft plastic. It's very limited, but you're not going to really want to do much anyway. But his calf though, or the upper thigh, spins around completely, and his figure is kind of like loose. I don't want to say it's loose, but it's borderline loose. Like everything spins very easily. This is not a NECA figure. His waist is not the spin waist that I like. It's this kind of like hinge waist that goes up and down that they've used on some other figures that I don't really like, but it's okay on this one. His hands go back about this much. You can spin the hand completely. Like most Marvel Legends, they have that little hinge so that they can go back and forth, up and down. And then his wrist there comes apart, but we'll look at that later. And then of course you see like his biceps. And this is not a butterfly cut. Yeah, this is not a butterfly hinge. It is not at all, not a butterfly joint, I don't think, but it does look good. His hand goes back about that much, which is not too bad. I don't think you really need him to do much more than that. He can go up. I think what I like is that we We of course get the double jointed elbows and the double jointed knees that make him really posable. So if you got a villain or foe that's going against Spider-Man, who's like the most posable figure and character of all time, you're gonna want a villain who can at least match him somewhat. And I think this is a really good addition to the action figures of Spider-Man villains. I can completely see why they added him to this lineup. Head spins around that much. He looks down really well. That's a really good look down, and he looks up really well as well. Looks all the way up, which is good. Again, this figure is almost like bendy, kind of like that Dal Sim figure from Jada Toys. It almost feels like that, except more brolic, if that makes sense. He can kind of do the splits, and in a little bit I'll test the legs just to see how far back they go. But he can do the split about that much, to be honest. He's not really good for the splits, which is fine. I don't really care about that, but maybe you do. His legs go back about this much. They do touch his leg, but again, the feet are just very limited, so you're not going to have the bottom of his foot touch his back. It's going to go back about that much. The calves are just going to touch the thigh. That's it. That's how it goes. And let's see how far he can go back. Not much. Let's pop that back in. You don't really need a character like this for his legs to go behind his head, but that is kind of what I was going for, because most Spider-Man figures can do it. But I think for who this character is, this is pretty good. Like, the legs go up about this much. That's pretty flexible. So I'm not mad at that at all. That's pretty good articulation. I think that's great articulation for a character that's pretty obscure that nobody really even knows or cares about. So the Hypno Hustler, I would give this figure, I'm not grading figures individually anymore, but if I was, I would give it like a 4 out of 5. I really like this figure, especially for a figure I didn't even expect to be made or for me to want especially. So again, Hypno Hustler, obscure character. I really want to check out these accessories, but even without accessories, doesn't he just look like a good character? If someone sees this on your shelf, they're going to ask, who is that? Really good figure. But let's take a look at the accessories. He does not come with much, but he does come with some interesting things there. We have a pair of hands with a pick, which we'll look at. Looks like we have some green effects. Then we have the Holy Grail, the pink this pink guitar. It's such a cool looking guitar, man, and you can use it with other characters, other figures, like I said before. Just a standard kind of soft plastic guitar. It's not too crazy. The whammy bar does not work, but it's cool still. Would have been cooler if they made that kind of a separate piece, but it does have a strap, which I really appreciate. That strap looks separate. Like I said, soft plastic, and there's detail on the back. Then we have the microphone. This microphone is tiny, so be careful with it. I would say that you could use this with other figures. I didn't try it, but it's so small, I kind of think it would only be used with his hands. And we'll talk about that as well. But this very just regular standard looking microphone, if you can get it in other characters' hands, that's really cool. Then we have these green effects, and these effects, they go into the little holes in the sole of his shoe, or like not the sole but the front of his shoe, and they're supposed to be like, I guess they're supposed to be like zaps. And then you have his hands that come with a guitar pick, and interestingly enough, this guitar pick hand is also supposed to be the hand he uses to hold the microphone. I thought it was this hand, but that, I guess, is supposed to be like him, like just fingering his guitar. But I think it works better putting the microphone in that hand. It just kind of just looks cooler, in my opinion. And as I said earlier, this kind of takes apart. If you have that that one Marvel Legends, I forget his name, Adam something, you can use his gauntlet hand here. I think I didn't try it, but I'm pretty sure you can. But the accessories here, again, not too many. These Marvel Legends, these like $30 and under, they're not going to give you much accessories. They don't really give you much accessories for the $50 figures unless it's maximum. So this looks good though. I love the accessories that come with the Hypno Hustler. Even these little green strange smoke thingies and the lasers, they just look cool. Weird character, definitely a funny character. I've heard he's been on a couple of like Marvel's Spider-Man's funniest characters, Spider-Man's funniest villains lists. And I understand why. He's very funny looking, but just cool to have, man. I'm glad that I got this one. And again, the guitar, I think, looks the best. The guitar is the best accessory that you're going to get with him. If you have some other figures, some other guitars that came in maybe some kind of like accessory packs, you can have a little band. You can have a whole little just like Marvel Legends band set up, which I think is cool. And he really photographs well with Spider-Man. I didn't get to photograph him with any other Marvel Legends, but definitely with Spider-Man, you can tell this was a villain made for Spider-Man. Fits Spider-Man's rogue gallery perfectly. And I don't really know if this counts as a 2025 or 2026 figure. I saw some people got it in 2025. Some people like me got it in 2026. So I don't know. But I honestly think this is a really good release and kind of a surprise release, because I just don't expect Marvel Legends and Hasbro to put this kind of effort to make a very, very unknown villain look this good, man. So I'm glad this figure came out. I give it a 4 out of 5, and it just photographs really well. Go ahead and pick this guy up. He's at Amazon, still in stock. I don't think he's gonna sell out anytime soon. And as I said, I got a couple other of the figures from this line that we'll take a look at. But once again, as usual, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like your reviews unbiased and real, and check out these photos that we took of the Hypno Hustler. Peace.